think I'm a very curious person. I'm the kind of person that, like, you're standing on the edge of a cliff and just curious about what would happen if I jumped, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Not because I have any reason to not live, but I want to know things. I need to know things.
Like the feeling.
Yeah, I'm curious about feelings, and mostly euphoric feelings. A lot of things that I do, I do them so I can be outside more often. I'd say at least 3 days a week I'm doing something in nature. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, every single week, because I've got classes off on Friday and I've got no work. Like tomorrow I'm soloing the first flat iron. If it's warm out, I'm usually climbing or hiking or running. If it's cold, I'm snowboarding or mountaineering, ice climbing, snowshoeing, etc. When I'm not in the natural world, I guess I feel like that's what I'm thinking about. You know, I'm always thinking about being outside. Like, I'm in an entrepreneurship degree, so I can be my own boss, so I can have more freedom to do what I want in the outdoors. I got into it because I found it's the thing that it makes me feel whole. You know, I feel incomplete without it. And I subconsciously felt incomplete until I found that. The short version, I was battling with depression my freshman, sophomore year of high school, and I was taken out and like of school for long periods of time. And I've been on, you name it. I've taken every medication. And over the summer, my mom was just looking into like programs for me to do, and she's like, "Hey, I found this backpacking trip to Alaska. Are you interested?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll do anything at this point. Like, fuck it. Like, I need to do something." And I did it, and I hated the first week of it. Just absolutely hated it. And then I changed my mindset. And I was like, "Well, you're here. You might as well like learn to love it." And then I absolutely fell in love with the world around me, and we backpacked 100 miles through the Chugach mountain range, and then took a helicopter to Denali National Park and backpacked and fly fish there, and I absolutely fell in love with it. And the summer after that, I did a 40-day scuba diving trip in Bonaire, which is an island off the coast of Venezuela, doing sea turtle and coral reef restoration. And then after that, after that I had a summer where I just worked, and then after that, I took my gap year. So when I was in New Zealand, I did a 3-week backpacking trip barefoot, and I did, for the first like 3 days of it, I just didn't see anyone. So I was like, I guess we're just gonna go full like caveman. So I did the rest of it naked, like naked and barefoot, and it was great. And I've never felt more immersed in nature. And I'd like roll around in mud and felt like a total caveman. And I'd scream a lot, like good screams, just yell stuff out, and just like wonder if anyone heard me. You know, never felt more in touch with the natural world. I think people are comfortable with knowing what's going to happen. You know, mostly people are afraid of the unknown. So I think people like being inside because they have total and complete control over everything that's going to happen. I'm very much the opposite. I'm comforted by the unknown. I don't like knowing everything that's going to happen, because then I just feel like life's boring. It's not just outdoors. I think I find life more interesting when I just don't know what's ahead of me.